Question number 37, which has more number of atoms? 100 gram of nitrogen gas or 100 gram of NH3? 100 gram of N2. Actually, N2 is nitrogen gas, and nitrogen gas oda molar mass enna ungalku theriyum. What is it? 2 into 14, which is equal to 28 grams. Okay. And when you think about NH3, NH3 oda mass evadama? It is 14 plus 3 times of hydrogen oda it is 1. Illaya? So 3 times 1. So it becomes how much? 14 plus 3, which is 17 gram. This is the molar mass of NH3. This is molar mass of N2. Right? Now, now question enna 100 grams of N2 irukku and 100 grams of NH3 irukku. Yedhula number of atoms is greater? That is the question. Which one has got more number of atoms? So how is that you can find out the number of atoms? Only when you know the number of molecules present in this 100 grams of N2, you can find the number of atoms, because each molecule will have 2 atoms in it. So you'll multiply by 2. Same way here, each molecule of NH3 will have 4 atoms in it, 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen, right? In case of NH3, it will be how many? It will be 4 atoms. In case of N2, it will be 2 atoms per molecule. But we do not know the number of molecules. How will you find the number of molecules? If you know the number of moles, you can multiply that by Avogadro number in order to get what? The number of molecules of nitrogen gas. So, enna panano? Number of molecules is nothing but equal to number of moles. Number of moles into the given mass by molar mass into Avogadro number. So number of molecules idana, appa number of atoms enama? In case of number of atoms of N in N2. எத்தனை இருக்கும்? 2 இருக்கும் இல்லையா? So மொத்தமா எத்தனை வரும்? What will be the total number of atoms? Total number of molecules multiplied by 2, because each molecule will have 2 atoms of N. Right? So what will you do? 2 multiplied by what is given mass? It is 100 divided by what is molar mass? 28 into what is Avogadro number? Let us just keep it as Na itself. Because here what we are going to do is a comparison. Okay. Right. Over here for NH3 as well, the same formula is applicable. So number of atoms of NH3 or number of atoms present in 100 grams of NH3. How is that you can go about to this? One molecule has got 4 atoms. So number of atoms will be 4 times of total number of molecules of NH3. What is the number of molecules of NH3? It will be given mass by molar mass into Avogadro number. What is the given mass? 100 gram divided by what is the molar mass? 17 into Na. So now our idea is to compare these two things. Which one is greater? Which one is greater over here? I can just do a cancellation. It will be 14. This is 100 by 14. And this one, 100 by, when you divide 4 and this one, 17. Approximately, if in case there was a 16 over here, in that case, cancel panna, here in the beneath, you will get it as 4 point something. Correct? So this will be approximately 100 divided by 4 point something times Na. This is 100 divided by 14 times Na. So which is greater? We can very well say that whose denominator is smaller will be the greater. So obviously this part becomes the greater one. So which has got number of atoms to be greater? 100 grams
NH3
of NH3.
of NH3.
Yes, 100 grams of NH3 has got greater number of atoms, because in case of N2, it is 100 by 14 times Na, and here it is 100 by 4 point something times Na. So which has got a lower denominator has got a higher value. So obviously this one is greater than this one. Therefore, NH3, in NH3, the number of atoms, 100 grams of NH3 has got greater number of atoms. So we can't straight away see here it is N2 and here it is NH3. Path order you might be thinking like N2 has got only 2 atoms, ma'am. Here NH3 has got 4 atoms. No, that is a wrong way of proceeding. If in case over here you had the molecular mass to be greater, in that case 100 grams of it will have number of moles to be very lesser. So number of moles less ஆகும்போது number of atoms அதாவது number of moles less ஆகும்போது the number of molecules becomes lessened and thereby the number of atoms becomes even lesser. Okay, not always that rough method is true, because here we are discussing about the number of atoms. So we have to go about with the number of molecules. Thereby we have to find its number of moles because it's given in grams. Okay, moles முதல்ல கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு this given mass by molar mass, you find out the number of moles and multiply it by the Avogadro number to get the total number of molecules. And you know each molecule has got here 2 atoms. Same way each molecule has got over here 4 atoms. So you are multiplying by a 2 over here and a 4 over here in order to get the number of atoms. So this way you will proceed for comparing the number of atoms or number of ions or whatever like that. Okay. Next question, question number 38. Compute the number of ions present in 5.85 gram of sodium chloride. So how is that we can go about with this? In question number 38, given mass is 5.85 gram of sodium chloride and each molecule of NaCl has got one Na plus and one Cl minus ion. So totally how many ions are there in one molecule? So one molecule of NaCl has how many ions? 2 ions. Okay. So now I have to find the number of molecules of NaCl present in 5.85 gram of sodium chloride. So what is it? Number of molecules can be found out by finding the number of moles and multiplying by Avogadro number. Correct? So number of molecules is nothing but equal to what? Given mass by molar mass into Avogadro number. So what is the given mass here? It is 5.85 grams divided by what is molar mass? For NaCl, what will be the molar mass? For sodium, it is 23 and for chlorine, it is 35.5. So when you add it up, you get it as what? 58.5. So it is 58.5. You have to multiply it by the Avogadro number. Just keep Avogadro number to be Na throughout, because bringing in 6.022 into 10 power 23 will be tedious when you keep on writing that, or when you initially itself multiply it, it becomes complicated. So just keep it as Na only. Okay. So number of molecules is this. Now you have to find the number of atoms. Sorry, not the number of atoms. In this question, it is the number of ions. So number of ions will be what? 2 times, because one molecule has got 2 ions. Therefore, these many molecules will have 2 times of these many ions. Correct? So how will you go about with this? 2 into, what is this value? If this is 1 times, then this is 10 times. Correct? The same digits are there, but the decimal place alone is misplaced. So it has got to be 1 by 10 into Na. Or how is that you can take this as? It is 0.2 times Na. So 0.2 times Na into the N எழுதலாம். 2 into 6.022 into 10 power minus 23 into இங்க ஒரு 10 power minus 1. So when you simplify this, you have to multiply this by 2. So it will be 12.044 into 10 power minus 24 ions, which are present in 5.85 grams of NaCl. Okay. So this is how we find the number of ions. The number of ions present, first of all, in one molecule, how many number of ions that we are calculating? It is 2 ions. And then we are calculating the total number of molecules present in 5.85 grams by bringing in the number of moles and multiplying it with the Avogadro number, right? So this way we can calculate what? Finding out the number of ions. See, in question number 39, a gold sample contains 90 gram of gold. Usually gold when it is put for sale, ornamental gold will have gold atoms plus copper added to it to make it very hard. Okay, normal pure 24 karat gold pathina, it will be like full of gold atoms only, and it will be a bit not hard. So ornaments pananona, we have to make it a bit hard. For that, they'll add copper to it. So in the sample of gold pathina, whatever they have given you, they have given 90% of gold and the rest is copper. 90% is gold. And what is the sample that you have taken? It is 1 gram. So in this 1 gram, they are asking you how many atoms of gold are present. So first of all, what is that you have to find? You have to find the number of moles of gold atoms present in this 1 gram gold sample. Okay. So what is it? 90% of it is gold. Fine. So the gold that you have in hand, that is the given mass of gold, is nothing but equal to 90% of 1 gram. Correct? Huh? The sample taken is 1 gram. So 90% of it is gold atoms. So what is 90% of 1 gram? It will be 0.9 gram. 9 by 100 into 1. So now, sorry, 90 by 100. How much that will be? 0.9. So 0.9 gram of gold is nothing but your given mass. So now you have to find the number of atoms. So number of atoms is nothing but equal to number of moles, that is given mass by molar mass into Avogadro number. All this while we had been saying this formula. What is given mass now? It is this 0.9 gram. So 0.9 divided by what is molar mass? 197. 197 into, you'll be multiplying with Avogadro number. What is it? 6.022 into 10 power 23. So this many number of atoms will be present in this 1 gram of gold sample. So you have to divide and multiply and give your answer. And after division, the answer that you will get is 2.77 into 10 power 21 atoms. Okay, so this is the final answer that you should get. See, an ionic compound is made of ions and molecular compounds are not made of ions. So typical examples of molecules: nitrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, hydrogen molecule, ammonia, NH3 is a molecule, right? Water is a molecule. Fine. But ionic compounds are made up of two ions put together. For example, NaCl. So Na plus and Cl minus combines to form NaCl. Ionic compounds you had done in your textbook, right? Such kind of compounds. So in this positively charged ion is called as what? Cation. Whereas the negative ion is called as anion. So a cation and anion combines because of their opposite polarity to form a compound, and that compound is called as an ionic compound. Okay, but whereas here these atoms join together by sharing of electrons, and the sharing of electrons concept you will learn better in your 10th standard. Just for now it's a molecule, just keep that in mind. Okay, it is not formed by ions, that is cation or anion does not take part in such molecules. Okay, so that difference you can write for this one. Compute the difference in masses of 1 mole of aluminium atom. So in one hand they are taking 1 mole of aluminium atom. On the other they are taking 1 mole of aluminium ion. So they are asking the difference in masses. What is it they are asking? Difference in mass. So what is it? It is nothing but mass of 1 mole of aluminium atom. What does it mean? What is it? Molar mass. Mass of 1 mole is nothing but molar mass. Yeah? Molar mass of aluminium atom minus molar mass of Al3 plus ion. Because aluminium ion, aluminium has got outermost shell 3 electrons. So when it loses those 3 electrons, it becomes Al3 plus ions. So how it has become Al3 plus? It has lost 3 electrons. Okay. So this difference in mass they are asking you. For this, first of all, you have to find what is the molar mass of Al3 plus, because molar mass of aluminium we already know. What is it? For Al it is 27, right? 27 grams is the mass of 1 mole of aluminium atoms, right? So mass of 1 mole of aluminium atoms, you know it is 27. So you have to do 27 minus molar mass of Al3 plus. But we do not know the molar mass of Al3 plus ion. Rather, what we know is mass of an electron. So how many electrons are less? It is 3 electrons, right? So in 1 mole of aluminium, how many electrons are there which has been lost? Abdin connect panadhu. Now how is it you can calculate that part? You have to calculate it 3 times. So what is it? Mass of 3 moles of electrons you have to calculate. Why? Because 1 mole of Al3 plus ion will have how many? 1 mole of Al3 plus ions. How many such ions will be there? 1 mole, how many it will have? It will have Avogadro number. Correct? So what is its mass? What will be its mass? 1 mole of Al3 plus ions would have lost, what is it? Would have lost 3 electrons. Correct? So you have to subtract 27 minus 3 times the molar mass of what? Electrons. So 3 moles of electrons you are taking here. So what it will be? 3 moles means 1 mole consists of Avogadro number of electrons. So 3 moles of electrons means it will have 3 times Avogadro number of electrons, and this many number of electrons, its weight will be how much? Each electron's weight is 9.1. So I'll multiply this by 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 grams. Getting it? So what is that we are taking here? This is nothing but those 3 lost electrons by each ion. Okay. This 27 is what? This is nothing but the molar mass of aluminium atom. So 1 mole of aluminium atoms, by losing this much of electrons mass, right? What is it? They have formed Al3 plus ions, 1 mole of Al3 plus ions. So I'm subtracting this mass, this weight of electrons that has been lost from this 1 mole of aluminium atom from the molar mass of aluminium atom. So what does it give you? 1 mole of Al3 plus ions mass will be 27 minus Avogadro number you substituted as 6.022 into 10 power 23. So you have to multiply all these three datas. So after multiplying 3 into 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 into 6.022 into 10 power 23, multiplying all these things, what is that you will get? The value that you get is 0.00164 gram. 0.00164 grams. So this is 27 grams and this is 0.00164 grams. So you have to subtract in order to get the mass of 1 mole of Al3 plus ions. So what is that? That is nothing but 26 point. And on the decimals எல்லாத்தையும் move பண்ணோம்னா 9984 you will get. Right? Subtracted value approximately. So that many grams, 27 when you subtract it, you will get this answer. So this particular value, when you have subtracted from 27, has given you the molar mass of Al3 plus. Right? So now, this is the molar mass of Al3 plus. Now, again, if you try to subtract it over here, idhula substitute panna try panningna, difference in mass will be what? Whatever you have found out here. So, the number of electrons straight away, instead of proceeding with these steps, if in case you have the confidence, you can just say that the difference in mass is nothing but the 3 electrons lost per atom. So, totally how many atoms are there? Avogadro number of atoms are there. So, each electron's mass, how much is it? 9.1. So, what will be the mass? The required mass is going to be 3 times Avogadro number times. This is the number of lost electrons and each electron's mass is 9.1 into 10 power minus 28 grams. So straight away, when you write the data and explain, it's well and good. Else, if you don't have the confidence, then you can go with the usual procedure. What is it? The difference in mass is nothing but molar mass of aluminium atom minus the molar mass of Al3 3 plus ions. And therein, again, we are going to bring in the idea of what? The lost electrons. So the lost electrons, how many electrons have been lost? That mass only we are actually calculating, which is this part, right? We are showing as if like we are subtracting. Again, if in case this value you subtracted from 27, you are going to get this number. That is the mass of 3 electrons that has been lost for the total number of molecules here, right?